Hi guys, welcome to Chat with China. Welcome guys, come on in the room. Today I'm doing a kind of quick video piggybacking off of a couple topics that I hit on in my last video. But first and foremost, I just want to tell everybody welcome to my channel. Please comment, please like, please subscribe. First and foremost, everything that I say on my channel is alleged. The Fair Act use is, hey, in full effect. But yes, guys, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Um, my channel is for entertainment purposes only. Some things are true, some are alleged. You guys know how this goes. But anyhow, guys, come on in the room. I just want to welcome you guys to my channel. Anyhow, guys, today I want to talk about a topic once again involving Claressa Shields. Since my last video, Claressa Shields has been in the media again, once again, with this whole topic of her alleged cheating on Papoose around Christmas with Maserati Bud. When him and her when her and Papoose like first got in a relationship or whatever. Guys, once again, like I said, Claressa Shields is not one of my most favorite people when it comes to her personal life and personal choices and decisions, but that's okay. Everything is not for everybody. It's just not. When, the last time I did my personal video in regards to the matter, like I said, my opinion still stands. She just doesn't make wise decisions in her personal life. When it comes to what she does. Anyhow, this whole Maserati Bud thing. Let's get into it. Maserati Bud was alleged a guy that Claressa Shields claimed she didn't know this guy, because this is what her defense was to the whole little scandal or whatever, breaking news, that she didn't really know him. He was just a fan. Come to find out, this man dropped receipts with video footage, messages. Claressa has dropped messages, inboxes and things that show a thread. So close, if you have a whole thread with somebody, you and this person being, going back and forth, you have been conversing with this person, you guys know each other, So, men, and then a lot of men that tend to be very, very messy. This Maserati Bud guy seems to he was like, I can't say if he was really feeling her or not, but with Claressa Shields having the status that she has, the clout that she has, the fame that she has, because like I said, Claressa Shields does very well when it comes to business. She's a beast in the ring when it comes to women boxing. For some guys that may be chasing clout or whatever, or whether they're chasing a bag, or whether they just genuinely like her or love her and just want to be affiliated with her in some way, that's what seems to be going on with this Maserati Bud. I really don't know the guy. I really can't really say his true intentions, but he really seems like he's on a bunch of clout. But now he's ready to, pillow talking, telling the business, dropping receipts. So Claressa Shields, she claimed she didn't know him. Well, after the fact, the guy came back and dropped video footage that he was in her home. He helped pick out a bed. When she was talking to Papoose, he was right there. It's just been a whole little, and I'm just cringe, oh my God, Claressa. See, that's the reason why she should have never. I think Claressa could have got away with it. If by her by Remy Ma really exposing the whole situation between her and Papoose, that kind of gave Claressa Shields more of a platform and notoriety that people really knew who she was. Because she was really, she's always been into the boxing thing, but nobody just really, in my personal opinion, really knew who Claressa Shields was until Remy Ma outed her on the whole affair that she was having with Papoose. So that put her in the spotlight. So, it's a different if you got a little whoop the whoop behind the scenes and nobody really knows what's going on, then when everybody, know who you are now, even the guy know like who you connected to, da 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 da, that leaves room for drama. I feel like as long as she was low key, and then this is another thing. This is the main thing that I have to say in regards in Claressa's defense. My personal opinion is Claressa really don't owe Papoose, loyalty. This man still has a wife. People need, and that's the reason why she should have stayed in her place. When a man is married, because for one, on both sides, this thing is not going to end well. When you put yourself in someone else's marriage, I've dealt with a similar experience. When you put yourself in someone's marriage, it's not going to end well. If a man will do it to you and with you, he'll do the same thing to you in regards to the matter. So, you ain't nothing special, darling, at the end of the day. And that's what Claressa needs to understand. And then furthermore, Papoose is not willing to move forward. It seems, because him and Remy Ma have had more than enough time to get the paperwork to rolling on this divorce if they were going to move forward. And that's their personal right, because this is the reason why you stay out of married people's business and married people's bedroom, married people's relationship. Because even if you get the man for the rest of your life, I know a couple people who have dealt with similar situations and dealt with somebody else's husband, and they wind up with the husband, and they gotta the whole time be on pins and needles, worried about if that man gonna double back to his ex-wife. Is that man gonna see his children? Is that man still thinking about her at the end of the day? So, it is what it is. Hey, clock it. But yeah, in regards to this matter, Claressa Shields, like, she has just too much going on for her personally, business-wise, to even stoop to this level with even having her indiscretions play out the way that it is and make her the fall guy of saying, oh, Claressa Shields is a cheater. Claressa Shields is a cheater. Claressa Shields does, in my opinion, she's sneaky. Claressa Shields is a mistress at this point. But my thing is, Claressa Shields really don't owe Papoose anything. She isn't guaranteed anything with him. She's just a placeholder at this point, because this man failed to go ahead and get the paperwork done. And like I said, even if he did get the paperwork done, when you marry somebody or you're in a relationship with somebody, everybody is still a free agent, because people can wake up tomorrow and totally feel a total different way, and you will be the last to know. People are very sneaky in marriages and relationships. You can't hold a pew on anybody and make them, love you, stay loyal to you. Even if you have a ring. A ring doesn't guarantee things. People in marriages go through just as much as people in just basic relationships from day to day. But I do feel like Claressa Shields, as I've always said, should have focused on her strong points, the height of her being at the height of her career, and got, bigger endorsements, things. I feel like a lot of people, she slighted herself a lot for trying to prove her loyalty or prove her love to Papoose. And a lot of the things that I feel like have occurred with the Maserati Bud situation, it seems like, that kind of was in the beginning of her relationship with Papoose. So, when you first meet anyone, I personally feel like when you meet a woman or a man, they friends with somebody, they may be conversing with somebody, they might not be serious with that person, but they got a little friend, they got somebody that they're conversing with, until they see where the relationship go. So I feel like that's really what it was. I feel like now everything is just coming to light, and I feel like Claressa Shields is actually really taking a bigger hit with the situation, because she has went so hard for Papoose. She has went so hard to defend her stance of where she stands in the middle of these people marriage between Papoose and Remy. And so she doesn't want her name tarnished with the point of she did all of this to be with a married man, and then come to find out, she's sneaking, freaking, and creeping on the low with this Maserati Bud guy. But Maserati Bud, this man here, like, in my opinion, seems to be a goofball. Like, who does something and run back and tell like a little girl like that? That's most definitely some very feminine action on his part, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, Claressa Shields really don't owe Papoose that. That's the reason why she needs to understand her place being a mistress, to stay out these people marriages and everything. Yeah, who gonna kiss and tell? Like, kiss and tell for what? If somebody gave you that, sir, go be quiet and hush. Hush, be quiet. I don't like them type of guys, because you got one time. First of all, I'm not even gonna go do something that I'm not proud of. Anything I do, I stand behind it, and you best believe I did it well. But you got one time, sir. If it's some information that I do not want put out for you to go run your mouth, that'll be the last time. That'll be the last time. It'll only be a memory and a thing of the past for you. So, yeah, on that end with Claressa Shields, I wish her the best. I just wish baby girl was so focused on, getting to the money, getting herself situated, getting some big endorsements. I feel like a lot of people, while she's being slighted, like I said, I don't hate Claressa Shields. I just don't feel like she's not my favorite person because she doesn't make wise decisions publicly. She got it going on. But, in front of the camera, she keeps letting all of this negativity and chaos sidetrack her greatness. She can't really get to what she is really deserving of. Because I've known a lot of different people who have done far less than Claressa Shields that have major brand deals and things of that nature. But I really feel like major brands aren't, making her offers or pushing her to the next level in regards to being affiliated with them, is because of what she really symbolizes at this point, and that's being a mistress. She doesn't really, all of the negative has really overshadowed her full potential, I would say. What you guys think? Anyway, guys, I want to move on to the next topic. Next topic of discussion would be Rhianna. Guys, recently in the media, as you guys have seen, the Ivana Ortiz lady that was from, I think she was from Florida, somehow winds up in LA and pew-pews at Rhianna's home with her and A$AP Rocky there, their kids, her mother. It has been said that Rhianna was in an Airstream trailer, her and A$AP Rocky, and the lady pew fired. My thing in this whole situation was, how did this lady get access to Rhianna? And they keep hitting on so many different details have came out that this lady is like really incompetent and has a real mental issue. So if she is so mentally, has such a mental problem or mental issues, then how did she get from Florida to California and even wind up in close proximity with Rhianna? Like, how did she get the drop on the location? To me, I feel like this lady is a fall guy. I feel like there's somebody else higher up that's really behind this situation. What do I know? Like I said, once again, everything that I say is alleged. I don't know these people personally, but it's just not sounding right. Another incident that came out was I heard on someone else's platform, Jason Lee, that this wasn't Rihanna's first time being in an incident of being targeted. Um, it was said that a while back that Cardi B was actually renting a home from Rihanna, in LA and recording, and a guy somehow got access to the home and burst in and looking for Rihanna, and Cardi B was there, and she had to get the pew pew out, So it seems to me like somebody's been coming for Rihanna for quite some time. But I do feel like since all of this stuff with these files have came out, the whole Diddy debacle and situations, and Jay-Z and different little speculations that have came out in regards to different things in the media, my personal opinion is like it seems to be someone that's behind this, and to me Rihanna may know a lot more of what's going on than she really lets on. But in my personal opinion, if I was her, I would get my family, I would get my children. I wouldn't even say I would get ASAP Rocky at this point, because I would just make sure I have me a dream team when it comes to security. I would definitely have me a well put together team to protect me and my children and my mother in regards to this nature, because this is not really something to play with. This could have been really a fatality, and I just really feel like there are a lot of unanswered questions in regards to this situation that hopefully later will come out, but something just doesn't seem right. Guys, what you think? What you think? I'm moving on to the next topic, guys. Lately, in the last couple of days, you guys know, I think this was Memphis. Don't quote me, but where the 6-year-old little boy got run over. Yeah, that story really touched my heart, touched my soul, because that child. I watched the video of the child, and that street that he was on was a really busy street. A lot of people from the camera footage seemed to have been flying through there. I don't know what the speed limit was, but I just can't believe with just the footage that I saw in the way that the cars were coming through, that he would be allowed outside without an adult. That would be, I don't understand, like, why the parents did not, why he wasn't supervised. From the video footage, it did in one way seem like the adults didn't really know that he was outside, because when they ran outside, somebody was like, go see, is he outside? Go see, is he in the house? But I actually saw the footage. He actually kicked the ball in the street. You could hear the lady, the young lady that did run him over, you could hear the tire screeching on a vehicle. I feel like in my heart that it was an accident. My heart goes out to the mother, and my heart goes out to the young lady, because I feel like she will need just as much counseling, as the mother or the family in this nature. I couldn't imagine, running over someone's child, a small child. But this young lady seemed to have compassion. She stayed there with the child, from what the media has put out, and held him, till he took his last breath, or till he closed his eyes or whatever. Later the child was pronounced deceased. And like I said, my heart just goes out to the entire family. I feel like this is a learning curve for everybody. And I just pray for all that's involved. But I do feel like, and a lot of people was going in on the young lady, because it appeared that the young lady did not have any driver license or insurance or anything. A lot of people kept saying, she didn't have any driver's license, but her having driver license had nothing to do with a child being in the street. Cars have the right of way, and of course, if you see a child out, the normal thing to do is to, slow down and make sure that you're watching. But in a situation like that where the speed limit is like 30 or 40, and like, who knew that a child would just be in the middle of the road? Like, he was in the wrong place and he was not supervised, and he kicked the ball in the street. I could see if the lady came up on the curb or ran the car through the yard and ran it through the house or something like that. That's not what occurred. She was on the street, whether she had a driver license or not. And not having a driver license, it's a misdemeanor in most states to not have driver license. But then she didn't intentionally. You could hear in the video that she was trying to brake, and then she actually, from what the media has put out, she actually stopped and tried to render aid for the young child. So, of course, in regards, that doesn't make it any better, because as a mother, you're going to be hurt. That's your child. That's your family. And from her perspective, that's something that she'll have to live with the rest of her life. It's just been an unfortunate situation. A sequence of events have happened with that, where a young lady was arrested and all charges were dropped. Later, someone said that the mother was sending out threats via social media. I didn't personally see the threats that was sent out. I didn't really see any. I didn't get first class classified information in regards to that or see that for myself, but I did see where they said that the mother had been arrested at this point. I don't know if it was from, neglect or the threatening the lady. But yeah, guys, it's just been so much unfortunate stuff going on in the media. I just don't know what you guys think. Yes, guys, I this is pretty much what I wanted to cover in my topic on this video. I will be doing another video after this one, and I will actually be doing like a late night edition chat with China. You guys are more than welcome to leave comments. Please comment, please subscribe, please share, and until next time, guys, peace.